I'm Claudia Catania, and you're listening to Playing on Air. You're about to hear Alan Zweibel's Playing God, directed by Fred Berner. The cast includes Scott Adsit, Emily Bergl, Bill Buell, and Susie Essman, alias Susie Green of Curb Your Enthusiasm fame. And now, Playing God. We are in the office of obstetrician Dr. Scott Fisher, who's examining Brittany, still lying on the examination table.
Everything checks out beautifully, Brittany.
It does, Dr. Fisher.
Yep. In 2 weeks, you're going to have a healthy baby boy.
In 2 weeks? My due date is September 2nd, and that's 3 weeks from now.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that. How would you feel about me inducing labor a week early?
Why?
I'm going skiing.
You're going skiing in August?
Flying to South America. Business class. It's winter there.
Won't this affect my baby? Being born before he's actually ready?
Old school thinking, Brittany. Your baby is fully formed and is essentially ready. We're just going to give him a slightly earlier birthday, that's all.
I don't know.
August is a super month. And it could help with some of the better private schools.
Well.
August is a super month. Trust me, Britt. Everything will be just fine.
Brittany Graber had her baby?
This morning.
But she wasn't due for 2 weeks.
Her doctor moved up the date because he's going skiing in South America.
Don't I have a say in these things anymore?
Boss.
I'm God! Damn it! I'm the one who makes these rules. Who's her doctor?
Scott Fisher.
Full of himself, says between you and I, before everything, scratches his back with a fork in fancy restaurants?
That's the guy.
He skis?
Not well, but he just bought all new equipment and he's never gotten laid below the equator, so he's really excited about this trip.
He can't get away with this.
Uh-oh. You've got that curious look on your countenance again. What are you thinking?
What if I move South America to North America so all the snow melts under his new equipment?
But then you'd also be ruining the vacations of a lot of innocent people, not to mention destroying rainforests and upsetting the eco balance of half the world.
Then what if I give him a cold sore? One that starts at his lip, goes up his face, and then down his back.
You could really do such a thing.
I parted the Red Sea, remember?
Again with the Red Sea.
And if you recall, there was also a little thing I did called the Immaculate Conception.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, am I boring you?
Yeah, a little.
Is that a fact?
Let me rephrase that. You're boring me a lot.
When did you start talking to me in that tone of voice?
I always did. Your ADD makes it hard for you to be aware of nuance. With all due respect, sir, you did those things quite a while ago. I mean, do the math. As dazzling as it was, this Christmas will be 2018 years since that whole immaculate situation.
Your point?
Just that it would be nice to update your resume with something more recent. Some modern miracle for those skeptics who may be questioning your relevance.
Modern miracle, huh?
Yeah, sure. Anything within the last, let's say, 1,000 years.
1,000 years? Oh, I know. The Wendy's Baconator.
The Wendy's Baconator?
Yeah, no one had ever thought of 3 beef patties with 6 strips of applewood smoked bacon on a warm toasted bun. I just put that idea out there, and those visionaries at Wendy's jumped on it.
Red Sea, Immaculate Conception, Wendy's Baconator. Well, that ought to silence your critics.
So, still wondering about my ability to teach this Dr. Scott Fisher a lesson or two?
That's not the point. I know you're capable, but could you morally be this vengeful just because someone exercised his free will?
What Dr. Scott Fisher did is not free will.
Well, how is it not free will?
Choosing a cable package or what percentage to tip the cab driver is free will. Even choosing a cab instead of an Uber or a Lyft or the subway, which I designed to be faster than all the rest of them, is free will. That's a lot different than determining when a healthy child comes into this world and it should be discouraged. Because it's, what's the word I'm looking for?
Blasphemous?
No.
Perfidious.
Worse.
Rude.
Yeah, that's it. Rude. Manners are virtuous. They're a display of respect. Something that Dr. Scott Fisher is sorely lacking. I'm afraid he needs a crash course in humility.
Uh-oh. Here comes that famous wrath of yours. What do you have in mind?
I'm gonna pay him a little visit.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
No, don't worry. I won't let on who I am.
You are so above this behavior.
Or is it whom I am?
At least you should be above this kind of behavior.
Well, what's so terrible? Who knows? Maybe I'll save his wretched soul. Any idea where he is right now?
Oh, let me look. Oh, there he is. Down there to the right of that cloud. At the Boca Raton Health and Racket Club.
Anyone looking for a game?
Perfect.
I pray you're not thinking of playing squash with Dr. Scott Fisher.
And why not?
Aside from the fact that he's 36 and in fantastic shape, well, you're billions of years old and your stomach is, well, the size of a small planet.
Hey. I'm the guy who walked on water, remember?
All right, first of all, it was your son who did that.
And who do you think taught him?
Even if you did, what are you going to do? Flood the court and run around while he drowns?
I'll think of something. Any idea where my racket is?
Yeah, it's next to the thunder and your hula hoop. And don't forget your whoosher.
Oh, right.
What, are you going to do miracles without your whoosher?
I know.
If you can't hear what I'm trying to say, if you can't read from the same page, maybe I'm going deaf, maybe I'm going blind, maybe I'm out of my mind.
No. Let's get some real music in here. When Israel was in Egypt's land, let my people go. Press so hard they could not stand. Let my people go.
Will someone shut off that crap? Thank God.
Oh, it was my pleasure.
Huh?
Oh, nothing. No. Listen, did I hear you say you're looking for someone to play?
Sure, you know anyone?
Well, yeah, me.
Very funny.
Why not?
Well, between you and I, you're like 1 billion years old and your stomach is, well, the size of
a small planet.
I was actually thinking a mid-sized planet, like Venus.
Well, I think you'll be surprised how light I am on my feet. You should see me dance.
No thanks.
Your loss.
Looks like no one's around, so I guess it's you and me. Dr. Scott Fisher.
Don Pardo.
Don Pardo? Isn't that the announcer from Saturday Night Live?
Yeah, I'm still getting his mail. What kind of doctor are you?
Obstetrician.
Oh, deliver babies, huh?
Yep.
Beautiful way to make a living.
Yeah, it pays the bills.
Doing God's work.
God's work.
Well, the miracle of life.
The miracle of science, my friend.
Is that a fact?
Yep, it's all about the research.
Research?
Research. As we learn more and more about how things have come about, the need to defer to a supreme being to account for the inexplicable is no longer necessary. Between you and I, God is nothing more than a placeholder until we find out all the answers. And then, the very concept of blind faith will fade because we'll know the real truth.
I hate this guy. Yeah, no, I know. I created man in my image, but I must have been having a really low self-esteem day when I hatched this one. I'm not sure I agree with you. Ever hear the expression, there are no atheists in a foxhole?
No.
But you get what it means, right?
No.
During a war, in the heat of battle, when there's bullets flying from all directions at them, soldiers dig small pits they call foxholes. Jump down into them to take cover and start praying that they don't get killed.
Yeah, that doesn't prove that a higher power exists. That's just scared people in a desperate situation appealing for help. It's like a Hail Mary pass in football. You just throw it up and hope that somehow someone catches it when it comes down. Now, they're almost done with their game. You gonna go change?
Oh, no, this is fine.
You gonna play squash wearing a robe and sandals?
You should see what I wear when I'm skiing.
You ski? Oh, I love skiing. In fact, I'm leaving tomorrow for Chile.
Really? Chile.
That's right, 10 days on slopes with the most beautiful powdered snow and some of the world's most beautiful women.
Ever hear the expression, man makes plans and God laughs?
What's so funny?
Nothing.
No, we're up. You don't stretch?
I'm good.
All right. Play to 21?
Sure.
Should I spot you 20 points?
Sure. I win.
What the hell was that?
Well, I told you I was light on my feet.
But I didn't see you move.
That's just how fast we light on our feet people are.
Lucky old man.
Should we keep going?
Oh, yeah. And I was just kidding, by the way, about spotting you 20 points.
Of course you were.
Yeah.
So it's 1-0?
Yes, 1-0. Ready?
Absolutely.
Why don't you say we make this a little more interesting?
How so?
Let's play for something.
You sure you want to?
Come on, old man. Put some skin in this game.
Old man. Well, what'd you have in mind?
$100. Well, a little too steep for you? I just figured you could wager some of the money you save on your wardrobe.
I'm actually thinking of higher stakes.
Really?
Yes.
Such as?
Well, if you win, I owe you $100.
And if you win?
You start believing in God.
What kind of bet is that?
Well, the way I figure it is if a decrepit old man in a robe and sandals can beat an Adonis like yourself, there must be a God, huh?
You're nuts, you know that?
Well, do we have a bet?
Fine. It'll be fun to take your money. You ready?
Ready! 2-0. 7-0. 12-0. 18-0. Game!
2 out of 3.
Really?
You heard me, old man. Now you serve.
5-0.
Did you hit that with your head?
11-0.
Did that one go in your ear and come shooting out your nostril?
15-0.
I never saw an elbow bend that way.
20-0.
Did you hit that one with your left butt cheek?
Game.
3 out of 5.
You sure you don't want to take a breather?
I said 3 out of 5.
If you insist.
I certainly do insist. My serve.
1-0.
What is that? Is that the crane pose Ralph Macchio did in The Karate Kid?
Game!
4 out of 7. Oh my God. Oh, help me. Oh God. Oh my God. Oh my God, help me. Help me.
Me? A man without faith calls out and wants me to intervene. A last resort when all logic and reason have failed. It's times like these that I have a decision to make, because even I don't know whether it's a grasp at a straw or maybe a sudden change of heart that he truly has become a believer. For example, I remember when Jonah, not too long after he was swallowed by that whale, he repented and started singing my praises.
What's the matter with you?
What are you doing down here?
Shopping for earplugs because I can't listen to your self-serving rants or the feedback from the reverb on your voice for another second. Why is it always about you? Isn't it enough that there are a million houses of worship where people kneel down and pray to you, that your name is on coins and is the first thing said when anyone sneezes, that wars have been fought over you, and that banks are closed on your holidays? How much praise do you need that you're concerned about smiting one non-believer who went to medical school in Guadalajara?
You went to med school in Mexico?
Yeah, he got rejected by the ones in Brussels, St. Martin, and the Ukraine.
Dios mío.
Un momento.
Don't you have bigger fish to fry? I mean, look who's running this country. Why not play squash against some of those idiots?
But.
Now!
But,
do that whooshing thing that you do, and I said now!
Shema Yisrael, Adonai, Eloheinu, Adonai, Echad.
All right, and now go make this right.
Okay. You're fine.
What happened?
God saved you.
Excuse me?
You cried out, and the Lord answered your prayers.
Now do you believe in me? Him?
Believe in who? God?
Well, how else do you explain your recovery?
I recovered because once my oxygen level was elevated, my lungs were no longer in distress.
So there was no divine intervention whatsoever?
Oh, please. I told you, only the ignorant and uninformed believe in a supreme being. Now, aren't you going to introduce me to your mother?
Mother?
Mother!
Your son is a very lucky squash player.
Son!
Mother!
And now, if you don't mind, I have to pack for Chile. Lots of snow.
Mother, my heavenly ass.
And lots of beautiful women.
Give me that left claw of yours.
Hey, I thought you said I'm above such behavior.
Yeah, but I'm not. Give me your hand. Now, it's my turn to whoosh.
Ow. What the hell?
Something wrong?
Damn. I think I'm getting a cold sore.
Oh, yeah. I think you are.
Oh, my. It's spreading.
Up your face.
And down your back.
No woman is going to want to come near me.
I know I wouldn't. It's disgusting back there.
Great. Now I got to cancel my trip. Remember what you said about man making plans? Well, between you and I, if there was a God, he'd be laughing his ass off right about now.
We did good.
You think so?
Yeah.
You honestly think we saved his soul?
Oh, not a chance. But we did save all those Chilean women from that obnoxious character.
Well, I guess that's a silver lining. Yeah. You want to head back, Mama?
Not funny.
It was a joke.
Yeah, still not funny.
Boy, you're wound tight.
Hey, where'd you learn that crane move, by the way?
You're looking at the guy who invented cranes.
You just heard Playing God by Alan Zweibel, directed by Fred Berner. It featured Scott Adsit as Dr. Fisher, Emily Bergl as Brittany, Bill Buell as God, and Susie Essman as God's assistant. Fred, Alan, Scott, and Bill.
Hello.
Alan and Scott, you're both involved with comedy, and it's irreverent by nature. Is there anything off limits in comedy?
Oh, that's such a good question for Scott. It really is.
Alan's work, I think. I don't think so. I think there's something funny about everything, and I think you can make a joke and a point with anything. And I think a lot of lessons can resonate if they hit another part of your brain apart from outrage. And outrage may come out of it, but it may be a very positive outrage. So I don't really have a hard time with all humor. I think everything's fair game. That's what like Monty Python taught me, and SNL, and Alan.
Great. Bill?
If it's funny and you get the laugh, anything goes. If it's not working, sometimes I think there should be limits. But that really is a cheat of an answer, but still.
So if it's not funny, it's off limits.
No matter what it is.
Touché. Fred Berner, director. What do you like best about Alan Zweibel's play, Playing God?
I mean, I'm an atheist, and anytime you can make a case for God that challenges that for me, I have a good time knocking it around. God being funny, that's so much more interesting to me than God being God.
Well, we generally just
wrathful.
consider God, we create our gods in our heads, and everyone's got their own version of him or her. But it's generally like the ultimate version of ourselves. It's the best version of ourselves that we picture, the funniest or the kindest or the most patient, the things we wish we could be.
Yeah.
And then, there are other people who want God to be very vengeful and smite people, and that's who they are, right? And so for Alan, this God is funny and wise, but nitpicky.
Well, he's human. That's what I love about him.
He's completely human. He's kind of petty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's kind of petty. And
He's a little needy.
And he's a little needy, and he's a little mean.
Yeah. When I read it, the first time I read it, before Bill's wonderful voice hit it, I just heard Alan. I just pictured Alan. This play is pretty much, I think, like Alan talking to himself.
Yeah.
Because the key to it is playing God.
Yeah.
God playing.
He's dressed up silly.
It's interesting because when writing it, I went through a couple of different incarnations in terms of what God was wearing. And at one time it was a suit. Another time it was what he ended up with was sandals and a robe. But what Scott said about the projection of ourselves as to whatever our God is or how we envision him is wanted him to have flaws and obviously foibles. And the relationship between him and his assistant went, okay, Alice Cramden and Ralph, somebody who's a little bit over the top and loud, and Alice, his wife, sort of gives him enough rope to hang himself with and knocks him down to size as well,
Right. Scott, do you think in our entertainment industry it's true that lots of times the rich, the selfish, are made to be our aspiration?
I think they are
like Dr. Fisher, let's say.
Yeah, he's a successful guy financially. I don't think he's truly happy because he's still searching for something. And I think we all aspire to be happy, and we kind of get a misinterpretation of what that means. And it takes a long time to figure that out, I think. I think a lot of people go to their graves not understanding what the goal in life is. And I guess that's philosophers throughout the ages have said that, but I think the goal is just to be happy and provide happiness. And I think that a lot of people who are successful who are very unhappy and very rich.
But it must be very confusing if you're a gazillionaire and unhappy.
Yeah, yeah. That's what they say. Rich people will say money can't buy you happiness, and then you don't believe that until you're rich. And then you go, oh, I'm flawed. I'm a terrible person. That's why I'm not happy.
Or it's never enough. Yeah. If you can't be content where you are, it's never enough money.
Sometimes I think of life as like going to an amusement park like Disneyland or something, and you wait for 7 hours in a line for 30 seconds of thrills. And that's a metaphor for life, is that we just live for the moments of joy. And then the rest of the time is just the drudgery of getting to that 30 seconds.
I just was surprised that I'm happiest in my 50s and 60s than any other time in my life, and I didn't think that would be it. And I'm waiting for a shoe to drop. I mean, could I just get happier and happier? It's got to turn somewhere, but so far, so good.
Yes, sooner or later, the phone's going to ring, and they're going to go, all right.
Hello,
some
Bill?
doctor's going to say, come back tomorrow.
This is your doctor, Bill. You're 40.
Yeah.
You're 40 again. I'm sorry.
Always can laugh.
Wonderful. Thank you for coming and recording for Playing on Air.
Our pleasure.
Our pleasure.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Playing on Air, great American short plays with great American actors. Theme and play music, Tom Cochan. Recording and sound design, John Kilgore. Additional sound design, Nick Moore. Literary manager is Bonnie Antosh. Assistant producer is Michelle O'Brien. Distributed by PRX, Public Radio Exchange. We invite you to visit our website at playingonair.org, where you can stream short plays and find information about our artists and plays. Join us on Facebook or Twitter and subscribe to our podcast on iTunes. While you're there, leave us a review. We value your opinion. For Playing on Air, I'm your host, Claudia Catania. Thanks for listening.